Ain't nothing else but YouTube. All right, YouTube, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm tired of y'all getting all this God stinking money, and y'all can't get this algorithm to work right. Get rid of the freaking algorithm, or get rid of the damn AI that you're utilizing in order to make it work right. Because you guys ain't making shit work right, and you're starting to piss me off with the dumb shit. Okay, you're messing up all our channels, and you're messing up all our stuff. This is ridiculous now. Straight ridiculous. How can we content creators create content when you don't even have the algorithm that works right? That's right. And a damn AI that just keeps knocking things out of the whack just because it feels like taking certain things out. This is getting ridiculous. So if you're listening, which I know you are, because you got a stupid AI, artificial intelligence, because some stupid ass person sat in front of a computer and told the computer what words to look out for. That's the stupid person that's making the YouTube look bad. A content creator should not be going through this. Not should be losing no damn airtime just because the AI doesn't understand what the hell is going on. I'm tired of this stupid shit. See, this is the type of thing that aggravate me. People always say they're smart. Hey, you ain't smart. You ain't smart if you don't know what the hell you're doing.
It wanted to piss you off and say, hey, now we're talking. Now we want to work. Oh my God.
It's damn ridiculous. How the hell is it possible that you want content creators to create content, yet you're hindering them to create the content? It doesn't make sense. That's insanity. It's pure insanity.
Maybe they don't.
You allow certain people to go off the chain, saying things, doing things, showing content.
The worst things.
The worst of the worst. And then you hinder the ones that are actually doing the right things. You hinder it. Who then, God seeking God's name, is putting these stupid ass people in front of these computers to put these programs in that they think that they're smart? Get the damn Arabs out of the dirt, get the camels back inside the freaking dirt, and put the giraffes to work. Because apparently the giraffes are the only ones that know how to make the shit work.
The giraffes and the monkeys.
It is because the Americans do not know what they are doing. The Pakistanis are also a bunch of people who are just stupid. They are ignorant. This is the problem with that.
You better get us cut off again.
This is the problem. No, it seems that this will be the way that we are able to stay creating content. Because this is what they want to hear. They want to hear people say. They want to hear people aggravated. They want to have a major situation all the time. Major situation all the time. This is what they look for. If you are a creator content, you are a creator on YouTube, you are supposed to be very violent what you do. If you try to be a non-docile type of person, you will lose anything that you are trying to do. This is what it is. If you are not shaking your booty, they do not care.
Shaking your booty?
If you are not showing your titas, they will not care.
Your titas and your tatas.
It is something weird about YouTube that allows you to do things stupidly. It is just like Facebook.
Oh,
Facebook is the same way. Facebook says that you should do exactly as they want you to do. They want you to follow community guidelines.
You follow it, and then they say,
and then they tell you that you violate. And this is actually true.
Hey, then they take your whole page.
How is it possible? I don't understand it.
And you can't. Somebody can steal your page. They can hack you, steal your page, and then you try to get your page back, and then you can't prove that you're you, or you prove that you're you, and they still don't give you the page.
It is because it is rubbish. I tell you, it is rubbish because they are allowing a Pakistani person to turn around and configure what is going on inside the algorithm.
Who is standing?
A Pakistani. That's what they are. That's what they are. They're Pakistani. Because there are people who prefer to make 22 cents an hour versus a person who wants $14 an hour. They pay the person 22 cents a day and say, you are to create something for us. And that person does not understand what is going on. This is why YouTube is the way it is. YouTube and Facebook are exactly the same.
You know,
they're full of rubbish.
You know what's so interesting? It's just like I remember when people were complaining about the tickety-talk, you know, how they would do things. They pick and choose who they want to run through the algorithms, and they got these community guidelines, so to speak, but then when you violate them, they don't, or you report someone violating them or harassing you, you get in trouble for responding to the one that's harassing you. Like I remember that happened to this girl's page. People was coming in on her live, threatening her And she responded, and then they penalized her page and not the ones that were in there bullying and you know.
But this is something very simple that happened to me once before. Even on my Facebook page, I had somebody putting up nasty pictures
Yeah.
on my profile page in my post. I reported them and I told them this is incorrect. It is according to the community guideline. You are not supposed to have this sexual content on someone else's page. They sent me back later stating that the person that put the content on my page is within the guideline rule. I said, how is it possible this is sexual content on my page, which I do not allow? You are telling me that this person is allowed to do it.
Yeah, it's easy to say stuff like that when they always hide behind bots and computers. Like you never get a person.
This is why I say it is a stupid person that is creating the algorithm for the companies like YouTube and Facebook and TikTok, because they do not know what they are doing. All they are saying is they think they're doing something. They present something to the owner. The owner tells them it's okay because I got people paying me anyway to be on Facebook, and I got people paying me to be on.
They don't
YouTube.
care as long as corporations are getting their ads through.
But this is where that is where they make the money, Matt. This is where the money is.
Right, and with the advertisements. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, they don't care how many little people they aggravate. And
of course not.
And inconvenience.
It is because that is the way
they got the others doing what they need to do.
That is the way the Americans went to live, because they believe it's very simplified. If a company paid me $30,000 to put something up for 30 seconds, I would take the $30,000 and make it 15 times over. And I would make a lot more money versus 1 million people of content creators.
Yeah, they're not gonna. And I think it's another reason why they want to make the rules a little different. Because of course they're not going to want everybody to just easily be able to get paid. So they got to make things difficult.
They don't want nobody to get paid.
That's what I'm saying.
They want to give you just a couple of pennies off of what they're making.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they already did the stats on as far as on advertisements.
Listen,
how much advertisement they need for those companies to get some feedback. You know,
if the average company pays if the average company pays out approximately $1,000 for every time their content or their ad gets presented, they pay a company $1,000, right? So if you have 10 companies paying one individual for 30 seconds of fun, that's where I want to put it. That's almost $100,000 for 30 seconds by 10 people.
Yeah, if that was the number, but I forgot what the numbers are. But yeah,
I'm gonna go off what the Super Bowl does. The Super Bowl charges $1 million.
Well, you know they ain't paying Super Bowl money.
$1 million for 30 second.
A lot of people
video
will get a couple of $1,000s for the month, depending on their watch hours.
But that's also another,
and that's coming from different advertisements because they collect it all by the end of the month, and then they get their check.
And that's why it's not really YouTube that's paying them.
No, it's not YouTube paying them.
No, it's not. It's YouTube, the money that YouTube is collecting from all the ads.
From the companies, right? That's why even like when you do the super chats, I think you get, they get 30% off. I think they take 30% of your super chat.
Who?
YouTube.
So YouTube.
So when they allow
wait a
you
minute.
to get
Let me
super
get
chat,
this. No,
they take a cut from your super chat. It's a percentage.
Why is it taking? That's like tips.
Yeah.
Why is YouTube taking tips?
Listen, that's why a lot of people said. That's why a lot of people started putting their Cash App in there instead, because that way they get to see all their money.
If they are, I gotta ask Ron that question, because if that is absolutely true, there is
a percentage. Yeah.
They're not supposed to get a. They're not supposed to get. It's in their
contract. I remember this girl. She got up to 500,000 subscribers, and I think she does a lot of, I guess you call trending content. Mm-hmm. So she has like a lot of people on her thing, and she gets a lot of money from the super chats. Matter of fact, I told you when she was covering the Diddy trial and people was sending her like $100, $50, she'll get a portion of that. She even said it. I forgot what the ratio was, though. I don't know if it was 30, 70 or whatever split. But YouTube gets their cut from that as well.
Wow. That really sounds like the damn Uber and the Uber does.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're Ubering. They Ubering, DoorDash, and the super chats. You doing all the chucking and driving and dancing and doing all them things for tips, and then they taking a cut like a pimp, like in my hand.
Shit, they don't even tell you that this is what we're taking because nobody wants to challenge it. That's a damn shame because that's happening. And it sounds like they are doing.
It's hard to challenge anything when you can't even find a real person.
Well, and that's the reason why the algorithm sucks.
And that's why they do those things, and that's why people say, okay, well, we can't fight with them on it. It's their platform, so what we'll do is go around it, and then that's why they do the cash apps and all this other stuff instead.
And then they get, and then of course it comes to a point where now YouTube then shuts down the channel because they're not getting their cut. But that's your own fault because you should not be taxing someone's tip money just for your own benefit, or because they're on your platform. But
no tax on tip.
The commercials is paying you to allow that content creator to create and to present their content. That's why you're getting that chunk for them. But you're going to take from the content creators' tip money.
They get not only that, they get from the advertisement companies, and they get from the premium holders who don't want to see the commercials. Right. So they're getting money from that as well.
Right. Which exactly the same thing like Uber, DoorDash, and all these other companies are doing. So they charge all those companies. They charge the merchant, whether it's a restaurant or grocery store, they charge them a fee for allowing them to be on the platform. They turn around and charge the driver a fee for being on the platform. Then they turn around and charge the customer a fee for utilizing the platform. And then the platform, of course, can have all the kinks in it whatsoever, and nobody says nothing about it. It's the same thing that YouTube's done. Just what happened just now. There's no reason for YouTube to alter or stop the stream whatsoever. There was none.
There was nothing going on.
There's nothing on. We only had
3-4 people in.
And it comes back to, like someone said last night, we was on the phone. They said certain words are not supposed to be said. Okay, well, guess what? If I can see a content creator use every foul language in the book of Joneses and not get freaking banned, then don't.
And then we don't even really know until we go through the whole community thing. And then even with that, they're very ambiguous about.
They're very ambiguous.
And the whole contract is convoluted.
Look.
It's like they just go with the flow, whatever it feels like. They have their own. It's like a law dictionary. Like you have your own way of understanding the English language, and then there's a law dictionary. So you'll be speaking one language, the lawyer is speaking another language, and you done got because you didn't know the language of the law.
I'm starting to lean a lot more towards this theory, and it's a very uncomfortable theory. Yet I strongly believe this is what's happening. YouTube is presenting more violence, than educational. So the more violent, the more ridiculous it is, the more stupid it is. YouTube allows that versus someone who's educated trying to teach somebody something. They don't want that because it's not fitting what they want. It's almost like I said, it's not exciting to the vast majority.
Enough, and that's because it's what the people are looking for. They're looking for the trending things as far as pop culture, but the negative things that are in pop culture. They're looking at the sexual content. They're looking at the violence. They're looking at and even some buffoonery, depending on how much, depending on the buffoonery, the politics when it's biased and encourages rage. They like to push that, and that's probably why certain people that got that potty mouth can get away with their getting away with, is because their content is about politics, and a lot of people like to come on anything that's attracting these trolls to come in, so those things start to pick up after a while.
I'll give you a perfect example. Ron's channel. We had the celebration event for his 2000. In 2 weeks, he went from 2,000 to 4,000 in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, because he and I sat down, we talked about it, and we looked at the analytics. In 2 weeks, he went from 2,000 to 4,000 plus. And it's all because, like I said to him, I said, it's because you get them guns behind your head. It's because you always ranting and raving about the Democrats, and you always talking about government tyranny. Those three things right there is what got his channel the way it is right now. That's it. Because I watch what he does, and because I look at how he goes from talking about investments, he gets barely any traction. And it's something that's very vital because, of course, investing is something where it becomes a self-sustaining situation for an individual. And I'm not talking about his regular subscribers. I'm not talking about just normal people coming in. I'm talking about there's actually no traffic of anybody new when he talks about that. But the moment he starts screaming and hollering, like you said, it's a troll of the trolls coming in, and everybody comes in because they hear him screaming and hollering, and that's what they.
And then you'll see a few people that come in, like how I end up meeting him. I heard him, and I was agreeing with some talking points, and I was like, oh, okay, I can get with that. So you'll see like a few of those come in,
very few.
And then you'll see them go, I sub. They'll say it. They'll say I sub, and then the rest of them is just just coming in for the smoke.
But even if they come in for the smoke, this is where it's interesting. They come in for the smoke, they stay for the smoke, and then they subscribe for more smoke.
Yeah, so they can get alerted to come in later on.
Exactly. So this is what I mean, that if you want to teach somebody how to become self-sustained, nobody cares about that. But you want to try to dish out some smoke, and debate stuff. Everybody and their mother.
I think that's what I think. I think it keeps people's adrenaline up and their attention spans kind of focus.
So
on
violence
is
a key point. So the more violent your content is, the more views you're gonna get. The more views you're gonna get, the more subscribers you're gonna get. The more trolls you're gonna get. As long as your content is violent.
If that's what people are gravitating to.
That's what people are gravitating to. Listen, I mean,
there's definitely different things. You got the violent side. You got certain people that's looking at the certain types of music. You see if there's a population that goes towards that. They may not want the calming stuff to keep your brain from exploding. They want the stuff that's going to just create all kind of anarchy in the mind. So it's like whatever genre it is, whatever the extreme of that genre seems to be what the people are gravitating towards, because their attention spans are becoming dull. So they need something to constantly get like a new poke.
Right.
And that's why rage baiting works so well. Look how many times that other chick, she was pretending. She even said it in her description that she's doing satire. And a lot of people didn't realize that she had in her description, she does satire. And she was pretending that she was getting government, like EBT, stuff like that. And from the stuff that she said, I knew automatically, I get $3,000. Like, we know that that's not what y'all getting on that, 10,000 in this and 3,000 in that. And then she started like exaggerating how many kids she had. And like, she was just she took the worst stereotype that people have and she blew it up and made satire out of it. And then people bid on it. Right? So it was like, you either knew it was satire or you took your own, preconceived stereotype, prejudice against either a group or a type of people that are on that, and you took it and ran with it, and you can tell.
So that means my channel should be growing because I keep calling people stupid. Because people are stupid. People are literally stupid. They really are stupid. Because if you can sit in front of your phone for 30 seconds to watch somebody's ass shaking, somebody's titties popping, and talking about turning it up, and yet you're broke, you're stupid. Because now you're looking at something that you want instead of you figuring out how to make it happen.
That's usually how it goes. Listen, remember I said a lot of times when people get caught up in the motivational speaking, they go to these motivational conferences,
right? Which we have.
Yeah, we have. But we haven't bounced around to like done like some of them go on these like $1,000 retreats and do all this workshop stuff and they do this, and this. And then they buy all the books. They buy all the tapes. And even with the mega churches, because they're motivational speakers. And they buy all this equipment and then they just sit there and they listen to it. And then they go on about their day and do whatever they've been doing. And don't put any of those points to work.
That's because they choose not to.
That's what I'm saying. So, but the thing is,